Hello YouTube, Michael Games here, and today we're going to be recording a new series. It's going to be called the Fan Theory series. Well, that rhymed. Alright, well, yay! Mommy! I rhymed something! Alright, well, alright. So anyway, the first theory is that I speak the English real well. The first theory is that Bikini Bottom is a result of nuclear testing. It is well known that Bikini Bottom is Bikini Atoll, an island in the Pacific Ocean, where 23 nuclear devices were detonated, a part of a series of nuclear weapons tests conducted by the U.S. Radiation from the nuclear bombs is known to cause genetic mutations. The theory states that the whole cast of SpongeBob are a result of the mutation. It gave the animals intelligence and sentience equal that all human value and human characteristics. Then that was a short one. The next one is the 7 deadly sins theory. It is believed that each of the main characters of SpongeBob revolve around the 7 deadly sins. SpongeBob, lost, obviously. Patrick, sloth. Squidward, wrath. Mr. Krabs, greed, obviously. Plankton, envy. Whoa, who knew? Sandy Cheeks, pride. And Gary, gluttony. The drug theory is that each character represents drugs. SpongeBob, meth, obviously. Patrick, marijuana, obviously. Squidward, heroin. Mr. Krabs, cocaine. And Sandy, alcoholism. We will be moving on to a new theory since this one is so short. We'll move on to Lion King 1 out of 2. So, the Lion King is a 2004 animated film, if you guys didn't know that. Timon and Pumbaa start to watch the original Lion King movie, but Timon keeps on insisting to fast forward to where they came in, because they were seeing the beginning of the story anywhere until halfway through Pumbaa suggests telling the audience their story, which begins before Simba's journey begins. Through this, we meet Timon's mother and Uncle Max. We discover why he left the Mekong colony and why he rejoined Hana Makata. He meets Pumbaa and their perils encountered while suggesting their that wasn't a theory. I hate to break it to you, but so that wasn't a theory. So the Blue's Clues theory is going to be really long, so let's do this one. Just around recent times, I've been watching some Blue's Clues to track down some of my forgotten childhood memories. I'm reading this off a wiki, so just saying. That or insomnia hit me, and I spent all night watching kids shows, being the sort of guy that goes through some deadpan snarking on how slow the responses are in Dora or something. Blue's Clues, man, that stuff is great. I remember a time at a young age where I could watch some Blue's Clues when I'm all alone eating Captain Crunch and chocolate milk. Alright. First, I want you to find some time to kill. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Now, you may not know where I'm going with this, so I'll set you straight. Steve is actually clinically insane. There is no Blue, there is no talking Merry-Walks, there is no Mr. Salt and Miss Pepper. There is no such thing as Blue's Clues. Steve is going through a phase of insanity. Steve is going... Instead of wide paddled room and running around the place with a straight jacket on. The thing is that the recorded episodes of Blue's Clues are actually recorded off a security plan placed right in front of Steve, attached to a wall being the fourth wall. Of course, in kids' television shows, there is no children yelling at him to give him hints where the clues are. There are just voices inside his head. Many children that fund him in his wardrobe of thousands of kayaks, a green striped shirts he's been wearing through grade school. This actually took effect on him before he was sent to the asylum. He bought a dog and called her Blue. Now this is at a time he was perfectly sane. I think around the time when he became insane was that he started playing a Clue by himself. That he's got a bunch of friends over. The friends are actually pillows with pictures of faces of Ben Stiller, Michael Jackson, Three Stooges, and all of those people. Because he was lonely and had no real friends. The thing is that he repainted the living room blue and waited for the first coating to play blue playing Clue. He was about to get some more Lay's and Cheeto Puffs for Groucho Marco. He accidentally tripped over a ladder, which had an open bucket of blue paint on it, which the paint spilled all over him. The game, Michael Jackson's poor dog who was chilling a purple piece again. The little incident made him so mad that he just went insane right off the bat. He shredded Mo Howard up for being called a stupid, clumsy fool and cleaned up the mess. But now Clue is discovered with blue paint. Now he can't play it anymore. Now here comes a game of his insanity, Blue's Clues. He takes his dog and painted her paws blue and pressed them against different items like couch pillows or some sort of his records. Then he would find these clues and put them on his handy-dandy notebook, which was just a stack of sticky notes. There was a thinking chair, but the regular thinking chair was just a chair. It was outside his porch. He played Blue's Clues daily, but then loneliness struck again, and he missed his pillow friends. John Lennon got back off tour with his band, and Christy Farrell got back. Then he thinks of an idea to make friends of his salt shakers named Mr. Salt and Mrs. Salt. The mailbox painted into purple and started talking when he received a new... Oh, God. When he received... Sorry. Oh, God. When he received a new clues. Where even was I? When he received new mail. He went to the discount store and bought a pail and shovel and used them, glued some googly eyes and wired fuzz on them. The gang was all in his trashed out house, playing Blue's Clues as a daily basis. Then there came a time where Blue passed away, thanks not to Steve feeding her. But that doesn't mean she's dead in his mind. He still thinks that's Blue and alive in his mind at least, leaving clues all over the place, and he's trying to find out what Blue wants to do for the episode. Steve was also a big fan of Mario Party 8. This provides Skittles, which Steve warps into a picture with Blue into a form of chalkboard background. The Wii was the only gaming system Steve ever had. While getting it on shoplifting it at Walmart, the great way to distract the workers that the garden is on fire, which was the game, came to Mario Party 8, and he played it for days and days, during his sane state no less. When Blue's Clues came along, he wanted to do the whole jumping into a picture, traveling wherever the picture thing is. Again, this was all Steve's sanity, jumping, yeah. Little head, so he's not really walking around inside an igloo in the middle of the North Pole. It's really taking place in the basement of his house. Not sure if Joey does the Skittle thing. I just saw 2 episodes of Imaginary Plushie Friends and another soccer have any Skittles. As far as I know, Joey never played a video game his entire life, nor heard about Mario for that matter. Neighbors were concerned when Steve was going through this for a month. Steve went out one day to get the mail. Getting the mail, I meant talking to the mailbox with the painted face on. The usual mail was always unpaid bill warnings and junk mail, but he always thinking it was some kids sending pop-up videos of what they do for fun. In fact, forgetting the chatting, the neighbors were highly concerned about him going on out of his house singing and dancing to the mail song. That's when it was time that Steve needed some help. It wasn't until the authorities had to check out his house when Steve wasn't paying the bills. They searched up and found a dead, decaying body of Blue. God, that's bad. They find Steve playing Blue's Clues in his venture, finding another clue of his picture of his ex-girlfriend, which is actually a picture of Britney Spears. Then is when Steve gets sent to the loony bin. The rest is pretty much well said. The show is pretty much Steve in advance of him as safe and asylum, imagining Blue's Clues and all these other characters as well. Every episode is exactly what we've seen from Steve when he's insane. You might be wondering why we are seeing the character's background and stuff while he's white paddled room. Well, there's one thing to forget to mention about all these 24-hour footage of Steve insane Blue's Clues adventures were leaked by a special effect artist. This special effects artist did everything to make Blue's Clues happen, everything from Blue to the talking mailbox, and had handy-dandy notebook, and every single thing that happened needed chroma keyed and animated by the special effects artist. It was also likely that at a clinic guards were at least nice enough to give Steve a notebook and a green crayon. He did draw, but the camera wasn't in Steve's point of view, so the special effects guys, as well, we had nicknamed him James Jones, hired a double actor to draw clues in the camera's point of view. Oh God, now you're wondering why this stuff was on Nick Jr. It's simply they wanted to find some kid shows and special effects guy needed some quick cash. So the special effects made a deal with Nickelodeon, so the entire series of Blue's Clues to them. So in short, Steve's antics of entire Blue's Clues show is just Steve going insane. Now wait, I know what you're thinking. What about Joey or the new guy? Well, an explanation I will give out to you. You see the last episode that had Steve was actually time which he came clean. There is no blue, talking mailbox, etc. He was going to college and show states that required to stay. The story of requested to stay in a white room for one last day to re-look those memories with Blue and other insane things. Then there comes Joey, the story of Joey. Before getting into Blue's Clues, that he was an avid fan of the show when it first aired. He was obsessed with it. At home, he made his own Blue's Clues by buying merchandise, pretending they are the real thing. He became so insane that he almost committed to kill his girlfriend for selling of his Blue's Clues stuff. God, that's horrible. Coincidentally, the day that Steve left Blue's Clues by buying merchandise, Steve Lee's Blue's Clues was the same day that Joey goes on Blue's Clues. Joey continued the show by himself, thus the show went downhill. I think that even more insane happened when his imaginary friend episode, where he plays with a duck, I guess the dead corpse, one of the asylum guards that he killed and hated in his arms, just dragging around and playing with it. It's a fact. Blue's Clues are just a way to get insane people so that they can act like things real in real life. Once you get hooked on the show, there's no turning back. You just watch yourself or you two playing Blue's Clues with a bunch of pillows. Well, alright, well, that sums up this time. I'm new to this, so if you guys can just tell me anything, I'd like that. Please remember to like and subscribe for more content and me not getting chucked up by my words. Because I speak the English very well. Anyway, for now, bye guys.